Hey guys, welcome to J&S Farms. And we've had a pretty good storm just roll through. This is kind of the tail end of it, and the winds were really bad there for a minute. And it's still raining pretty good, but anyway, I'm kind of nervous to see what the corn is going to look like, because this is the second time in about 2 weeks that this wind has been this bad. It did stand back up after the first time it got blown over, but we'll see how it handles this time. As soon as it stops raining, I'm going to go out and check on it. But yeah, I'm going to go check the weather station we have and see kind of what's going on with the wind and how much rain we've got so far. It's been raining like this for about 10 minutes now. And like I said, the wind was blowing pretty darn hard there for a little while. I'm standing out here in my bedroom, kind of looking out over the back of the place here. So, and normally, or actually here in just a little bit ago, I couldn't even see the pond from standing right here. So that's how hard it was raining. But there's a big red and pink cell setting over us right now. So anyway, everybody's going inside in their houses. So anyway, I'll be back with you here in a minute. I'm going to go check on my corn as soon as it starts raining, and I'll let you know how that kind of turned out. Hopefully it's not over again, laid flat again, but we'll see. Alright guys, so that's what's hitting us. And that's the storm that's coming through. Back behind it there's quite a bit more rain behind it, but it's all just kind of some lighter rain and things like that. So, but anyway, that's the storm right there. And those pink spots are headed right for us, according to the path on the radar. So anyway, there you go. That's what's hitting us today. Okay, so I'm looking at our weather station here, and it looks like the peak wind speed was at 33 miles an hour. Right now it's at 8. And this number here, that's the outdoor temperature right now. And about 10 minutes ago, it was in the 80s. So, yeah. That's how fast it cooled off. And that's how much rain we've had in the last 10 minutes. So it's been quite the little storm. Like I said, it was a pink and purple cell that just went over us. And it's kind of crazy. So, and I'm really hoping that my corn has survived, but we'll see. I'll be back with you here in just a minute. Alright guys, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but as you can see, it has blown it over a bit. This corn was weakened last week because it was completely flat last week. Yeah, I had a picture of it on Instagram. I'm just learning how to do Instagram, so you can go over there and check that out. I'll try and make sure I post the link for you guys. But yeah, it was completely flat last week, and I was rather unhappy. It's tasseling, and it can't pollinate properly like this, so we'll just have to see how this turns out. And yes, there's lots of weeds, but you know, I do what I can. The corn's it was doing very nicely, but I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. Alright, I'm going to take you over and show you the tomatoes, show you how they're doing, and then I'll probably take you over and show you the cucumbers and a couple of the things that I've got going on in the garden. So I'll be right back with you. Alright, the carrots and the jalapenos have made it through the storm pretty good. As you can see, they're a little bit windblown, but not too bad. And the jalapenos are going to town now. And I've got quite a few on each one. The carrots are growing nicely. Won't be too much longer and I'll be harvesting those. This bed, of course, is the homegrown compost, dirt, and rabbit manure mixture. Well, hello, Ziva. And this one is the store-bought mixture. Still quite a bit of a noticeable difference in the greens of the plants. These guys are still pretty yellow. The peppers really don't like it in there. But the jalapeno peppers are doing really nicely down there. So you can kind of tell the difference. You can really tell the difference still. Okay. There is how the carrots fared. Alright guys, so here's my crooked neck squash. And yes, it looks like a jungle, but most of the plants that are in here are supposed to be in here, except for that little bugger. Queen Anne's lace snuck in on me. But the little plant next to it, that is supposed to be there. That's one of my companion plants. And these flowers here, those are from the radishes. I'm letting those go to seed, and I will be collecting the seed from those. These plants over here, that is some basil, and that one, I don't know if I told you, that's marigolds. And I've got some more marigolds here, and I've got them kind of interplanted out in here. Companion planting doesn't always look pretty, but it works pretty good. So far, the squash bugs have left these things alone. The plants really aren't loving all the wet weather we've been having here lately, so they're a little bit on the yellow side. Yes, I do have some grass growing up in there, but like I said, most of them are supposed to be here. Not all of them, but most. I did mulch this bed pretty good. The wind has knocked them over a bit. So far, like I said, haven't seen any squash bugs on them, but you know, they could be elusive. Got some bachelor's buttons right here interplanted. There's some little young squash there. Some more bachelor's buttons. I need to get in here and give them some more rabbit manure tea, and that way they'll be a little bit happier. Maybe darken up for me. But they've been producing really nicely. And next to them we have our cucumbers, and I have them up on the one of the 2 cattle panels that I had available this year. And as you can see at the base, I have more radishes planted. These are going to seed as well, and that's why they look a little kind of haggardy at the bottom, but they are growing nicely, as you can see. This bush over here has almost completely gone to seed, and I will be harvesting the seeds from that. That is a radish as well. So, yep, there's that bed. And then my basil down here, I'm going to let this basil go to seed as well and save the seed from it. So, okay, so the next bed, there are a lot of weeds in it. I have not got it weeded yet, but there is quite a bit of stuff that is supposed to be in there. I've got some borage here. These is my zucchinis. They're looking good. I've got more radishes interplanted. These guys are all doing really, really well this year. Yes, I've got some Queen Anne's lace growing in there. That's not supposed to be there. Like I said, I haven't got it weeded yet. But anyway, you know, garden's not always perfect. Alright, turn you around here, and these are my tomatoes. Whoops. There we go. My umbrella's not wanting to cooperate with me here. I'm trying to keep the camera dry. I don't really care so much about me getting wet, but yep, my tomatoes are all doing really nicely. They are growing good up these trellises. Well, not trellises, excuse me. This is what I had this year. All my cattle panels are being used for something else. This little booger right here, he didn't make it, so all I've got is flowers planted around that. But Anyway, they're doing nicely. As you can see, my flowers and onions and basil. There's some basil around the bottom of that as part of my companion planting. I've got all these pretty well deep mulched. This pepper is doing the best out of all the peppers that I planted. I did have a wild rabbit come in and decide to make a snack out of a lot of the peppers when they were younger, so they're trying to regrow. That guy's one of them, that guy's one of them, that one's one of them, and then this poor sad little guy, he didn't get eaten on, but he's not happy. He doesn't like that spot for some reason, but anyway. So my companion planting with my tomatoes, it just depends on the plant, but they've got the basil. There's basil right there. And then they have got the marigolds around the base. Almost all of them have marigolds, I believe. I think. And then, well, some of them, I'm looking at them, not all of them had marigolds. Basil. And yes, that one's got a few weeds I got to pluck out from behind there. This one's basil is doing really nicely. Yeah, and we've got several tomatoes on them. And I wasn't sure how this was going to work out with the T-posts. I've done it in the past before, and I didn't particularly like it all that much, but this year they're doing really nicely. I've been able to keep up with them and do that. Next year, my cattle panels will be free, and I will be using those again. So, anyway, all right, I'm going to take you down to this lower garden here and show you the watermelons. I'm trying to keep my umbrella from flipping up on me. It's not the best of umbrellas. And I happened to grab the wrong pair of boots, and this one has a hole in it. And so I have a wet foot at the moment. And in the other boot, it just so happens I'm losing my sock. So, you know, I've kind of got some issues going on with the boots I've got on right now. So here are our honeydew melons. Whoops. Sorry. There's one right there. If you can see them. They're doing nicely. And down there on the end, that little plant down there, if you guys remember, the girls planted pumpkins last year. And that is a volunteer. There's two volunteer plants from last year. So the girls were pretty excited, and we left them in there so that they could watch their volunteer pumpkins grow. These are the mushmelons. They are doing nicely. That one's a nice big honkin' one right there. And there's several. This got a lot of mushmelons on it. This vine, these vines do. So we're going to be mushmelon poor here soon. All right. Now next we have the sugar baby watermelons. My umbrella doesn't like me. Okay. These guys right here, the darker colored ones, are the sugar babies. And then this guy's encroaching, but he is the Alibaba watermelon. That's the other variety I planted this year. There's another one. This one's odd shaped. They're supposed to be the oblong shape. But anyway, there they are. That's what they're supposed to look like right there. And they're all doing nicely. This one's my biggest one. He's growing good. And then you see that little white flower there. That is wild yarrow, and I am letting it just kind of stay and hang out with the watermelons. And I will be harvesting the seed from that. So I'm kind of excited that started growing, and it's doing rather well. So anyway, there's another one. Alrighty guys, I just thought I'd give you a quick garden tour while I was out here. It's still raining a little bit, but not too bad. I'll let you know how the corn turns out. I'm not too happy about all this wind and stuff, so it happens though, you know, some years are better than others. Yeah, so that's what we got going on right now, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Take care. Bye.